Good morning, I'm Abhyuday Shrestha. Let's begin with the main stories. Government lacks seriousness in addressing Dr. Govinda Keshi's demands. Political insistence adds challenges in sorting out sensitive public issues. Government contradicts its own pre-election promises. Leaders criticize the government for raising tax on internet service. Pakistan ready to vote next week in the general elections overshadowed by deadly terrorist attacks, hundreds of arrests, and accusations of widespread interference by the military. And Sakti Gochan announces retirement from national cricket after 17 years of successful career. The Netherlands tour to be his last international appearance. Let's begin with the latest national political updates. Not a single discussion was held yesterday on addressing the demands of Dr. Govinda Keshi, who has been staging his 15th round of hunger strike for the past 20 days, seeking reforms in the medical education sector. The supporters of Dr. Keshi did not agree to hold any discussion yesterday, saying the team comprising the government officials has no mandate to address Dr. Keshi's demands. A meeting could not be held yesterday after the three-member committee formed under the leadership of Education Secretary Khagaraj Baral demanded Dr. Keshi to return to Kathmandu to hold discussions. Despite having 3 rounds of meetings in the past 2 days, the representatives of Dr. Keshi have said that it is not possible to hold any discussion at the moment, as the government's side is not at all serious towards addressing Dr. Keshi's demands. Meanwhile, Dr. Keshi's supporters have urged the government to roll back the current medical education replacement bill and form a negotiation team with a complete mandate. The government is preparing to pass the bill, which includes the reduction of scholarship quotas in MBBS and MD studies to support medical mafia, permission to have multiple affiliations under one university, and to open more medical colleges in the capital, among others. Doctors have therefore been staging protest programs demanding the government to withdraw its decision and to save the life of Dr. Keshi. Meanwhile, the Nepal Medical Association has made public more protest programs, citing the government's continued apathy towards Dr. Keshi's demands. Serious complications have been diagnosed in Dr. Keshi's deteriorating health. However, the government has remained insensitive towards the matter. A number of sensitive issues have further plunged into complexity rather than being sorted out due to the trend of the opposition always resorting to blame game and the ruling coalition remaining indifferent. The persistent intolerance between the state and the opposition party has further tarnished the image of parliamentary politics. Nepal Communist Party, that enjoys its sway in 6 of the total 7 provinces, has so far failed to take the opposition into confidence. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli himself has publicly stated that Nepali Congress should act in a cooperative manner in any pretext, citing that the party has already lost its face in national politics. The parliament has remained obstructed owing to the issues of Dr. Govinda Keshi's fast unto death and the medical education bill registered by the government. The government, however, has refrained from taking initiative on holding negotiations with the opposition, despite preaching that Nepali Congress would soon be taken into confidence. On the other hand, the main opposition has merely focused on the blame game, rather consolidating its role despite having less than 1/4 members in the federal parliament. Nepali Congress has even warned of hitting the streets, though not even 5 months have passed since the formation of the Oli-led government. The current KP Sharma Oli-led government virtually has no obstruction to maintain discipline, move ahead development works, and facilitate the citizens. The government can even amend the constitution in case of any legal hurdle, for it enjoys a 2/3 majority. However, in recent time, the government has not only been engaged in disputable activities, but has also been stepping back from its own commitment that drew popularity in the initial phase. The government decided to end the long-term syndicate imposed in the public transport sector. An announcement was made to scrap the transport committees from 17th of July and hand route permits to those businesses registered as companies to encourage open competition. However, the Transport Minister organized a press conference last Monday to inform the public that syndicate would remain intact until December, citing inadequate preparation to the dismay of the people at large. Likewise, the government has also committed to take action against the contractor companies soldiering development works out of political influence, but failing to complete their assigned projects on time. The campaign, however, got terminated midway without any palpable result. Ministers nonetheless insist that only negative issues have been publicized, overshadowing the government's positive works. Right after his state visits to India and China, Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli had announced that he would be centered towards activities of development and discipline. However, the government has resorted to one or the other controversial moves, contrary to the Premier's statement. We'll take a short break here. We have more news coming up. Welcome back. The election manifesto of the ruling Nepal Communist Party had a commitment to make information technology accessible to the general public. However, despite facilitating the public, the government has hiked the price of internet by adding more than 13% value-added tax, or VAT. The Politburo members of the ruling party and Information Minister himself have openly criticized this price hike. The joint manifesto of the then CPN-UML and CPN-Maoist Center had an agenda of utilizing social networking sites and online media to spread awareness and providing internet access in schools, administrative buildings, health centers, post offices, and service centers, among others. Nepal Communist Party, which was formed by the merger of the two parties, seems to have forgotten its election manifesto. The party has been facing widespread criticism after the government decided to increase VAT in the name of information service charge, which automatically has hiked the price of internet. In the era of information technology, internet should have been cheap and easily accessible. However, the government is heading towards a complete opposite direction. The top brass leaders of Nepal Communist Party had shared dreams of smart city, e-governance, and free Wi-Fi, among others, at the time of election. However, after forming the government, it has been witnessed that they have completely stepped back from their commitments. It's time now for the international update. Pakistan is due to vote next week in the general elections, overshadowed by deadly terrorist attacks, hundreds of arrests, and accusations of widespread interference by the military. The run-up to the July 25th elections have seen a massive crackdown on the media and allegations that the military has secretly backed the campaign of former cricketer Imran Khan while targeting his political opponents. Controversy has also arisen over allowing militant groups to participate in the poll. The Independent Human Rights Commission of Pakistan said there were ample grounds to doubt the legitimacy of the elections. Opinion polls indicate a close race between the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz and the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, led by former cricket star Imran Khan, who has run on a reformist anti-corruption ticket. Political tensions have risen in tandem with fears over security. The same day former Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif was jailed, 150 people were killed in a suicide bombing in one of Pakistan's deadliest terrorist incidents and the worst since 2014. A strike on another politician the same day in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province killed 4 people. Earlier in the week, at least 20 people died in a suicide attack in the northwest city of Peshawar. The European Union has announced that it would fine Google a record $5 billion over Android. The European Commission said Google had used the mobile operating system to illegally cement its dominant position in search. The firm's parent Alphabet has been given 90 days to change its business practices or face further penalties of up to 5% of its average global daily turnover. Google has said it plans to appeal. However, it could easily afford the fine if required. Its cash reserves totaled nearly $103 billion at the end of March. We have more news coming up, but right now it's time for another short break. Welcome back. Yesterday we had asked the locals of Rupandehi and Jhapa what they had to say about the additional 13% tax to be added on their internet subscription. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public voice.
Smart city बनाउँछु Wi-Fi जोन बनाउँछु भन्ने अहिले नेकपाको सरकारले जुन चाहिँ वृद्धि गरिरहेछ हरेक संसार क्षेत्रमा यो चाहिँ बिल्कुल राम्रो पक्ष चाहिँ छैन आम जनता सूचनाको पहुँचमा छन् तर यो शुल्क वृद्धिले गर्दाखेरि सबलाई चाहिँ ढाड सेक्ने काम मात्र गरेको छ
पहिले चुनाव जित्ने बेला चाहिँ एउटा कुरो भन्ने र चुनाव जितिसकेपछि अर्को कुरो गर्ने चाहिँ सरासर सोझा सादा जनतालाई ठगेको कुरो बुझ्यो
सरकारले कर लिए अनुसार सेवा सुविधा चाहिँ सही हिसाबले गुणस्तरीय सेवा प्रदान गरोस्
सबैतिर यसको मूल्य चाहिँ कम हुँदै गइरहेको अवस्थामा यहाँ नेपालमा चाहिँ तपाईको सरकारले कर बढाउनु उपयुक्त छैन
सबैलाई चाहिँ एकदम अनिवार्य आवश्यकता जस्तो भइसकेको बेलामा चाहिँ सरकारले यो शुल्क बढाउनु भनेको चाहिँ राम्रो कुरा हैन
शुल्क बढाउनु त ठिकै हो तर ती अनुसारको क्वालिटी नदिने सेवा नदिने त चाहिँ एकदमै नराम्रो हो
टेलिफोन विद्युत इन्टरनेट भनेको चाहिँ यो कम्पलसरी आवश्यकता भइसक्यो र कम्पलसरी आवश्यकता र प्रत्यक्ष जनतालाई मार पर्ने चाहिँ यो जुन वृद्धि भइरहेको छ यो चाहिँ तत्काल फिर्ता हुनुपर्छ
It's now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
And here's the question: why are banks hesitant on providing agro loans as per the government's target for the agricultural sector? Your options are A, risky venture, B, lack of demand, and C, self-centered banks. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B, or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And it's time now for sports news.
Sports news.
Nepal will be debuting in the one-day internationals by playing against hosts Netherlands in Amsterdam on 1st and 3rd of August. Sakti Gochan, who has been included in that history-making team, has announced that he would soon be retiring from playing cricket. Sakti, who has seen the ups and downs in Nepalese cricket, gathered courage and made the announcement yesterday in front of skipper Paras Khadka and other members of the national cricket team. He will be retiring from national cricket after a 17-year successful career. The Netherlands tour will be his last international appearance. Sakti, however, wishes to play his last match on home ground. Nepalese cricketers have even requested the government to organize an international cricket tournament to bid farewell to Sakti. National team captain Paras Khadka has stated that he feels proud to have played alongside Sakti. Sakti started his career in cricket in the 2001 Under-17 Asia Cup and was the captain of the Nepalese team. Sakti is a left-arm off-spinner but a right-handed batsman. He debuted in international cricket by playing against Oman in the 2002 ACC Trophy. He's the first Nepalese cricketer to score a century in the Under-19 team as well as the senior national team. He's also the first player in the national team to score 1,000 runs. From Nepal Division 5 to T20 World Cup and the moment when Nepal achieved one-day status, Sakti has played an integral role in the success of Nepalese cricket, which will be always remembered by Nepalese cricket fans. And now, before we wrap up, here's a look at the top stories once again. Government lacks seriousness in addressing Dr. Govinda Kesi's demands. Political insistence adds challenges in sorting out sensitive public issues. Government contradicts its own pre-election promises. Leaders criticize the government for raising tax on internet service. Pakistan ready to vote next week in the general elections, overshadowed by deadly terrorist attacks, hundreds of arrests, and accusations of widespread interference by the military. And Sakti Gochan announces retirement from national cricket after 17 years of successful career. The Netherlands tour to be his last international appearance. And that's our next English bulletin will air at 11 this morning. Keep watching Kantipur Television HD for more news and entertainment. Thank you for watching. Have a good morning.